Hello lovely people, welcome back to another interesting sewing tutorial, which we are going to learn how to draft this beautiful skirt in blouse that you see on the screen. So the skirt is a long pencil skirt, while the blouse is a princess that bustier with Queen Anne's neckline. If this is something you're interested in learning, keep on watching. As you can see on my pattern paper, my pattern paper is on 4, and I've gone ahead to do some of my vertical measurement already. So the first line here, I will take it to be my shoulder line, which will be my starting point. And the second one is my chest line. For you to find your chest line, you divide your bust measurement by 6 plus 1.5. And this is my bust line. That is, you measure from your shoulder to your bust point. And the next one is my under bust line. That is from the shoulder to the under bust, and then from the shoulder to the waistline, and my full length for this blouse. So this is my center front, and this is my side front. So the next thing now will be for me to impute all my horizontal measurement. I will start with the shoulder. Shoulder divide by 2. Then I will impute my neck. I'm going to make use of 4 by 3. Then I will connect my points. The neckline depends on who you are working for, like the person you are sewing the dress for. So if the person is of the bigger side, then the neckline, you can use these 3. You can use 4 by 3 or 4 by 4. But if the person is on the smaller side, you can use 3 by 3. So I will slope my shoulder by 1.5 inches. Okay. The next thing will be for me to mark the same shoulder measurement on my chest line. Then I'm going to connect it to my shoulder slope, as you can see me doing so. And I'll go ahead and mark half of that line. I'll come in by ½ inch. Then I'm going to mark my bust measurement divided by 4 on my chest line. Can you see? Then I'll go ahead and create my armhole curve. Just notice that the length of my top will be too long, so I want to reduce the length. I want to take it up, not to be on the face measurement that I use. The face was 26 inches, then I want to take it to 24. When we create the design that you see, it will still get to my 26 inches. But if I leave it at this 26, when I create the design, it will get to 28. That will be too long for the person I'm sewing for. So I will just call now this line my full length line. I believe you get it. Let me recap what I said. This was the initial full length of the dress, but I just consider it will be too long when I create the design, and for the person I'm working with, it will be too long. So I decided to adjust the full length of my top to 24 inches instead of 26 inches. When I create the design, it will still get to 26 or 27 inches. So let's continue. Let's know that this other line is cancelled out. I'm going to impute my depth now. So I'm going to mark my bust span measurement divided by 2 on my bust line, under bust line, waistline, and full length line. Then I'm going to make use of 2 inches depth. So I'm going to, towards my center front, I'm going to make use of 0.75, and towards my side seam, I'm going to make use of 1.25. That will be my depth intake. The maximum on my waistline. I'll mark them on my under bust line. I'll extend this line to my under bust as well. Then for my bust point, I'll use my ruler and create my cuff. Can you see? So that is my that. So now the next thing I will do will be for me to mark my bust dart, and my bust dart will be the difference between my front waist measurement and my back waist measurement. So I will mark it down, then I will connect it to my bust point. The next thing will be for me to impute all my horizontal measurement. I will start with my bust measurement divided by 4. I'll mark it down on the bust line. Then I will go straight to my waistline. I will mark my waist measurement divided by 4 plus my 2 inches dart. Then I'll go ahead and connect the points. Then on my full length line, I'm going to mark my hip measurement divided by 4 plus my dart as well. Then I'll go ahead and connect the line. So the next thing will be for me to come to my shoulder line. I will mark half of my shoulder line. Then I'll connect it to my bust point. As you can see on the picture, the dress is Princess Bustier. So what you will do is for you to measure your armhole from the shoulder slope to the armhole point. Then mark the center of that line, as you can see me doing so. After marking it, connect it to your bust point. Can you see? From that point, come down by ½ inch, then connect it to the same bust point. Then go ahead and increase that line by 0.5. That is that 0.5 inches that, so that you won't be short of fabric when joining it. Then I will connect it to my armhole again. Can you see? The next thing will be for me to replot my neckline by creating that sweetheart neckline. So I will mark 6 inches from my shoulder line. You can decide to come down by more than 6 inches. It all depends on what you want. Then I'm going to connect it to this, my princess dart. Can you see? The next thing will be for me to go ahead and create my Queen Anne's neckline. So what I will do, I will come to this line. Can you see where I point? Then I'm going to mark 4 inches from my shoulder line. I will mark that point and I'll connect it directly to this point. So I'll go ahead and shape out those parts that is not needed. I'll shade out my dart and this other dart as well. So to create the design on the blouse, I'm going to come down by 2.5 from my full length line. Then from that 2.5 point, I'm going to mark 0.5 towards my side seam. Then from my side seam, I'm going to mark a slant line to that point. I'll go ahead and blend from that 0.5 to my 2.5 points. The next thing will be for me to go ahead and add my shoulder joining allowance of 0.5 inch. Can you see? Then I'll go ahead and cut my pattern. So I'll open my waist dart so that I can close my bust dart, as you can see me doing so. Then I'll continue with my cutting. So my front pattern is ready. Can you see? So make sure when you're cutting on your fabric, you add your joining allowance on the center panel and also on the side panels. Also add your joining allowance on your neckline. That is for the joining of the Queen Anne neckline. So let's draft the back pattern. This is my basic block. So if you don't know how to draft your basic bodice, I have a detailed video. I will link it on the description box. I will just do some alteration for the design and also on the neckline. And that is all. So let's start with the down part. Remember, for the front, we came down by 2.5 inches. So we will repeat same for the back. So I will mark my 2.5 inches, which is the edge of this my line. Then here I'll come towards my side seam by 0.5, the same way we did for the front. Then I'm going to slant a line to that point. Can you see? Then I'm going to blend this around. So I'm going to tighten my back first before working on my zipper allowance. I'll tighten the back waistline by 0.75. I'll connect it to 2 inches above my hip line. So I'll mark my 2 inches here, and then I'll use a straight line to connect it. Then all the way to my neck. Can you see? For the front, we mark 4 inches for the Queen Anne. So we will make sure that we matches that with the back. So I will mark my 4 inches. Then I'm going to replot. You can decide to replot the back neckline this way. Let me use my pencil. It all depends. This is where your creativity comes in. This is where you decide what you really want. So you can decide to connect from that point back to your 1 inch neck width. Can you see? You can decide to connect that way, or you can decide to create any design that you want for the back. You can do your keyhole neckline, you can do your V neckline, but mine, I'm going to do a V neckline, but you can just choose any kind of neckline that you want to have. So I will come down by 6 inches. This is my 6 inches. Let me use my marker so that it will be visible. Then I'll connect it this way. Can you see? So this is how I want my back to be. I will go ahead now and mark my zipper allowance. I want to make use of 1.5. So this is my zipper allowance. Can you see? So I will go ahead and add my shoulder joining allowance of 1/2 inch. For the back, you can decide to make it a princess seam line. Let me show you how to do it. But mine, I want it this way. So you can just connect it. You can measure 1/2 of this line. That is from the shoulder slope to where you have the center. Then you go ahead and connect to your dart. This can be your back pattern. Then you connect here to your hemline. Your back pattern can be this way with a princess seam, or it can be just like normal. You hold your normal dart. But I think I like it with the princess seam. So I will go ahead and cut my pattern now. Can you see how beautiful it looks like? Can you see? Can you see the design at the down part? So this is how I want my back to be. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, turn on your notification bell, and I'll see you on our next tutorial. Bye bye.